All right, this is Roger from Roger's Hot Rod Garage. So check this out. This is obviously the 914 wide body with an LS3 in it. Not going to tell you and revamp all that. Watch the other 24 videos since this is video number 25. We've got the 9th of October 2023, and here's where we're at right now. So making pretty good progress on the cooling system right now. This is a Griffin radio, Be Cool radiator, whatever you want to call it. From Summer Racing, got laid down here and got some reworked outlets on here so I can actually run my lines from Renegade Hybrids in here. So I went to Renegade Hybrids, and Scott actually was nice enough on his YouTube video channel to do this diagram right here. So this right here is what's called the F block. Not going to use it simply because the orientation is exactly how I wanted it. So I'm going to TIG weld stainless steel my own. This is basically, if you look through it, it's just a block with a couple of fittings on it. So it's a very nice made product, but again, I'm not going to use it, so I'm going to slide over here. And this is what Scott and Travis from Renegade Hybrids actually drew up on the wall, on the whiteboard between the shop and the office. So check this out. This is a piece they actually give you. This is a thermostat. It's a standalone unit. It's not part of the block. And this piece right here, I'll show you that in the center. I actually just made this, and this piece comes out of here, and I went ahead and integrated the bypass for the heater and the return line. This is that F block right here. It's that piece right over here. Again, not going to use it. And here's that Mazir electric water pump that's already mounted on the cross member that also holds the motor in. So it's a really, really good product these guys actually put out. So I got to get to the center here, and I've got to have the return line for the radiator coming in here. And again, I'm going to do this with what I have created right now. So this is where I'm TIG welding right now. No, I am not a professional TIG welder, but you know what? That'll actually work for me. So there's my TIG weld, and I've polished it, of course. And what I'm going to do now is I'm orientating the line right now. This is going to go right in here. And this is 1 1/4 inch line. I'm going to spot that right there. I'll show you that in just a second. And my filler rod right here, and so forth, so forth. But look, before I show you all that, come back over here to this is video number 24. I showed you the dashboard. This is what it looks like right now. It's pretty simplified. I don't have my glove compartment in here anymore. But what I did do is I got my Classic Instruments gauges in here. I covered this myself. This is actually right here also covered, but I got a piece of foam underneath here. And this, as soon as Sven from Hanout comes back from vacation, I'm going to give him this piece right here, and he's going to actually put leather stitching on top of that. And then here's just a vacuum gauge for shits and giggles, okay? But going back over here, let me lay up underneath the car and show you this. But so, attention deficit disorder here, so check this out. Yes or no, leave your marks in the comments. Do I leave it like this with the little distinct LS badge right here on the back? I kind of like that myself. I'm not trying to sway the opinion or the voting. Or, check this out. This actually looks pretty cool too. So, that would look kind of cool too. Well, I just got it glued on here right now. I would literally just silicone that on there and put that on there. Anyway, throw your opinions in there. Let me show you, light this thing up. That piece I just showed you earlier on that diagram, that's all down here right now. I'm going to try to go down here right now with the camera, the GoPro. So there's that thermostat housing unit. There, right there, is the output of the LS3. And see that long, slender stainless steel tube going out? That's going to be the 5/8 inch heater line that runs in that hole right there where the air used to flow through from the, what do you call those things, the heating ducts. And then this right here is my return line, the blue stripe going all the way to the other side of the engine, going to that F block. So those heater lines would actually run right in here. Where that hole is right here is where they would come out. This is my vintage AC air conditioning and heater core. I'm gonna put that back up on there. And then I come back around to the other side here, and here is the Griffin radiator or Summit radiator. I really don't know anymore, with a big giant electric fan on. I think this is like a 3500 CFM unit. And these are, of course, reorientated here. I got my Schrader valves up in here so I can bleed this. I can bleed the back just in case. And then all my air will exit on the bottom. And then I've got an option to also drill 2-inch holes, about 4 of them down the side right here, just to evacuate the air. This right here is just being held up by a piece of duct tape. So the idea is the air comes down here, full force, enters here. This is aluminum on the bottom. This is about 5-inch plywood, marine plywood, and then I got this on top of it, and then exits out the back. Don't know if it's gonna work. I think it'll work, but that's where we're at right now. So let me get over here and do a little TIG welding. Tell you what, TIG welding, puddle control, and all that good stuff. Watched a couple of YouTube channels last night. I can actually TIG weld just a little bit, but not like some of my good German friends over here. Those guys put Cannondale to shame with those nickels and dimes. Anyway, long story short, be a short video. I'll do a little TIG welding, put everything together. Then I got to cut the pasture, and then I'm going to head to a place called Dallas, Texas for about 3 weeks of cruising around the US of A. Take care, bye-bye. There's the coupe. There's the Chevy. Gonna shut it down now. All right, so I'm just gonna spot this thing on the beginning and then do my welding with my filler rod here in just a second. So TIG welding, again, I'm not the expert, but I can actually run a puddle pretty good. So that's pretty simple. I'll show you what I just did right here. I basically melted the piece on the inside and the piece on the outside, and then I'll do the same thing on the other side, and then I'll grab my filler rod right here, about a 15-12 degree angle, and then just go around this whole little thing right here, and then call it a day. And it'll look like this right here. If I was any better at TIG welding, it would look a lot cleaner right now, but that's a solid seal right there. No water is going to get through that. This is, again, no pressure. It's just basically water. So I'll knock this other end out real quick. And basically, it's pretty cool because you're just waiting for that puddle they're calling. See that puddle right there? I'm just waiting for those 2 pieces of metal to turn into a little molten lava, and then it's pretty simple. So this is actually on there pretty solid right now. And now again, you don't have to use this, but I'll use a little filler rod right here and get that little concave going in there. So again, not the expert. Don't be using my video as a TIG welding expert, but I can actually seal something pretty good, especially stainless steel, and then polish the crap out of it. So take care. All right, so a lot of stuff going on. This is the actual F-block replacement. So a lot of fabrication going on here. So I've got to do these by hand with my handy dandy grinder right here. And this piece right here will sit right out here. Of course, I'll weld this on first, TIG weld it on here, and then put this piece on right here, right there. That's another piece of stainless steel. And then right here where my finger's going back and forth, there's about a 3-inch extension. Now it looks like a lot of pipe work in here, but actually when you polish it up, it looks pretty clean. And this is all to replace this little F-block right here, because the angles the way I've got it running here. I'm following Renegade Hybrid's plan, the one that Scott drew up on the wall, but I'm just slightly doing it different because my angle's a little bit different. So that pipe I just showed you that I welded, TIG welded, stainless steel, is gonna go right here to this Mazur electric water pump in the LS motor. And here's the bypass coming from the other side. It's sitting right here, and all that'll sit right here where my finger is going. And it's just tedious work. It takes a lot of time to get all that stuff right. And again, I don't have any kind of CAD program. I'm putting it in here using my handy dandy tape measure and then putting it all together. So again, I probably spent about 3-4 hours solid on this today, but it's a little bit of fun. And again, my TIG welding is not the best in the world, but you know what? That actually will hold a solid line. And then what I do down here is I put these little boogers down here, polish them up, and that way when I put my clamp on here, it stops it from sliding off. So it's just a little bit of extra insurance on there. Anyway, so I think this is video number 25. Roger's Hot Rod Garage. I've got to quit right now. I'll post this before I get on an airplane to Dallas, Texas. And a lot of stuff going on right now. So again, I'd like to play with this the rest of the evening, but I've got some other stuff to take care of today too. So take care from Roger's Hot Rod Garage here in the area of Frankfurt, Germany. Take care. Bye-bye.